I want to get together with you today and talk about how to get unstuck. I've had so many clients come to me in the past month saying, I just need to feel and experience forward progression in my life. I've been stuck in the same job or in a relationship that I'm really unhappy with, or maybe I'm single and wanting to be in a relationship and I just feel stuck. I don't understand why I'm not feeling this forward motion and this movement. So how the heck do I get unstuck? So I want to talk to all of you as a collective. As you guys jump on here, say hello. If you feel stuck, I want to hear about it. I mean, I don't want to hear your whole wah story, but we've all been stuck and we all feel stuck at certain times. I remember in my weight loss progression, I lost 100 pounds, for those of you that don't know, and I would lose 15 pounds and then I would get stuck and I'd be like, oh my gosh, no, the scale has got to move, like it's got to move. But the scale would be stuck and I'd feel like, okay, this is it. I'm only going to be able to lose 15 pounds. I'm going to be stuck in this body, stuck feeling unhealthy, stuck in these old patterns. And then I would have breakthrough. A lot of times after I asked divinely, then I would receive some breakthrough. Then I'd make it another 15 pounds and there would be another hurdle that I had to get over where I felt like I was stuck and not able to move forward. Have you guys felt like that? Shout out, let me know. Have you been stuck? I remember making it halfway through my weight loss. Actually, I was about 65 pounds down. So most of the weight had been lost. I only had a little bit left to go. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in a fat suit. Like literally stuck. My beautiful best friend came to visit me from Denver, Colorado. And she's looking all cute. She's like, girl, let's go get you some new clothes. You've lost 65 pounds. I'm like, I'm stuck. And I sat there and cried because she rocks. She's so awesome. She always like says the right thing and everything. And we go to the store and she like gets all these clothes. She's like, try this on. You're going to look great. And I put this belt on and I'm like, girl, it's like I've got that much room. I can't get the belt closed. And she's like, no, girl, that's a waist cincher. And she puts it around the smallest part of my waist, makes me feel so good about myself and made me feel unstuck because she helped me see the situation in another way and also hooked me up with a whole bunch of really cute clothes that gave me the confidence and kind of like the reward that I was needing to keep on my journey and keep on my path. So have you felt stuck? Do you guys feel what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be weight loss, any area of your life. If you feel stuck, say I. Hopefully you're not feeling stuck today, but if you are stuck, this is the place to be because we're going to talk about how to get unstuck. What is stuck? Stuck is a formation of beliefs that keep you in a habitual pattern of thinking that is self-limiting. You with me? This could be in regards to fitness, like I shared. This could be in regards to your business, your relationships, or just your general happiness. But you feel stuck, and it is coming from the beliefs that you have about the situation. Like, ooh, I've heard somebody say in my life, oh, I'll never be a wealthy man. I believe I will never be a wealthy man. And so that is his belief. And so although he is incredibly abundant, one of the most emotionally abundant people I've ever met, he doesn't come into large sums of money, but I wonder what would happen if his beliefs changed. So do you relate to this? Let me hear from you. So there are pillars of mastery when it comes to becoming unstuck. Mental, so everything that you're thinking, the emotional response, the way that you feel about the situation, and the actions that you take. These are the pillars of mastery for becoming unstuck. There is an incredible book called Psycho-Cybernetics. And it's this belief that is becoming very, very well formed as it is being scientifically researched and evidence is coming to the surface that beliefs dictate your emotional state. True. And that your emotional state dictates your actions. And it doesn't take too much thought process to realize that your actions dictate the kind of results that you're going to get in your life. So that being said, let's break it down with a little example. Here's the self-limiting belief. My spouse and I always argue. We're always fighting. Okay, so there's a belief. There is a cycle. And this is a cycle that more of us are stuck in than we want to admit because we're like, oh no, it can't be me. Well, yeah, we're stuck in this repetitive cycle of bickering with our spouse. Feels so necessary at the moment, but really it's just complicating and irritating our lives. So that being said, what is the belief that is causing these arguments? Well, the belief, first of all, is, or let me back it up. Let me talk about the pattern. The pattern is wife sees the sock on the ground and says, belief, ready, wait for it. My husband doesn't respect the fact that I worked so hard around this house. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't respect me. And he just throws his socks on the ground because he thinks I'm the little maid that's got to pick them up. Okay? There's the belief. So then what's the emotion based on the belief? Well, the emotion is anger, resentment, and then what comes as a result of that emotional state? Let's think about some actions. Husband comes home from work and sees his dirty socks in his wife's hand and she's being like, oh, no, you didn't. You did this again. You are always leaving your dirty, stinky socks on the ground, and I have had it with you. And so she's nagging on him. And what's he going to do? He feels attacked because he's got his own set of limiting beliefs. He's got his own mental chatter going on. He's got his own stuckness. And so he bickers back at her and she bickers back at him. And then suddenly they're bickering about Jimmy failing algebra or whatever. And it's just this big cycle leading to what result? The belief that me and my husband always argue. Do you get what I'm saying? Do you see how the beliefs dictate the emotion, which dictates the action, which dictates the result? So being stuck is a result of the limiting beliefs that are a pattern of the habitual thinking. So what do? Let's talk about an escape plan. How to really get unstuck. You guys, I'm preaching good today. You better be taking notes. And I want to hear what you think. And I want to hear what you're going to do to take action on these 5 steps. I'm going to give you 5 steps to get unstuck. Are you ready? Okay. Step 1. You must become self-aware. What does that mean? It means when you have an emotion or you have a belief, you are recognizing it. You're not judging it. You're not being like, okay, let's go back to the sock scenario, okay? So I see the sock on the ground. You know, I'm the wife. I see the sock on the ground and I pick it up and my body clenches up. I'm noticing my physiology, stiff, angry, rigid. I'm noticing those feelings of anger. I'm noticing the resent. Okay, here's where I change. Here's where I'm going to change something because I am self-aware. I'm not going to go back into the cycle. It's a choice to be aware of what's really going on, to be honest with myself, and now I can move on to step 2. Now, being self-aware doesn't really do much because you can be self-aware and continue the behaviors, but what does change the situation is step 2, which is giving it a new meaning. You guys, this is so powerful. Step 2, giving it a new meaning. When you give something a new meaning, you can ask yourself this question. What else could this mean? This one is really, really powerful for me. So let's say the sock is on the ground. Where's the husband right now while the sock is on the ground? Well, the sock is on the ground because the husband worked out that morning. And he worked out really hard, and so his socks were extra smelly and extra stinky, and they got left on the ground. Why? Because he had to run out to go do a business meeting to put food on the family, to put food on the table for the family. Okay, that's interesting. He's taking care of himself, probably partly to look good for his bratty, nagging wife, and partly to feel good, partly to prolong his life so he could see his children get married. He is providing for the family, which is why he dropped the sock on the ground. Yes, I get it. He can pick up the sock and put it in the laundry basket. It's 5 steps away. Why doesn't he do that? That's not the situation. The goal of step 2 is to create and generate a new meaning for the same behavior or the same pattern. So when you see the sock, instead of thinking, he doesn't respect me, you're realizing he's working so hard to take care of himself. His schedule is full. He's working so hard to provide for our family. Suddenly you have given this new meaning. Now, if you have a difficult time with that, I'm going to give you another famous phrase that we use in our home all the time, because let me tell you, my kid, my little Mia, she's 7. She is always right, even when she's wrong, and it drives us crazy. And so she'll be like, oh, that picture is definitely red. And I'm looking at it and it's blue. And she's like, no, it's red. I'm sure it's red. I'm sure it was red. And I'm solid on that. And you're wrong, Mom. And here's the question that I have her ask. I say, is there, and this is Tony Robbins. Gabe and I took home this little token, this little phrase from Tony Robbins' Business Mastery. It was life-changing and incredible and awesome. And so I'm going to tell you what I learned without you having to pay $10,000 per seat to get this information. This is so key, you guys. So is there a possibility that you do not have all of the information? Is there a possibility that you do not have all of the information? So here's a classic example, because my perfect husband, once in a while, will leave things on the ground. Or maybe somebody else did, I don't know. But it looks like my husband's stinky socks, and it seems like my husband's stinky socks, so it must be my husband's stinky socks, but not saying he did it or whatever. But one day I was like, oh, sweetie, there's a lot of dirty clothes here, and I was like trying to be sweet and everything, and he's like, yeah, my old wrestling injury has come back. My back's really hurting. And so when I lean over to pick it up, my back hurts. I didn't have all the information. And I chose to approach the situation knowing that I did not have all the information. And it completely shifted us out of the cycle that so many of us get into of having the bad attitude, of, meeting the husband at the door with a sock or whatever. I know that's like super duper over dramatic, but it's funny because all of us can relate. Maybe it's the wife that leaves, I don't know, her bra on the ground or something, but you get what I'm saying. It's something that we can all relate to. So step number 2, give it new meaning. And before that, you must become self-aware. Step number 3. There is one more thing that I want to say about giving it new meaning. When you give it new meaning, a lot of our meanings that we associate with things come from early childhood experiences, which is so hard. And it's wired into us on a neurological level. You're not pretty enough. You're not smart enough. Maybe it was a parent that said it. I pray that it wasn't if you're listening. It's so painful. Or a coach or a teacher or a friend. Am I successful enough? I'm not successful enough. Parents are always writing you for those grades. They want you to get straight A's, and so you never feel like you're enough because you only get B's. So a lot of this is wired at a very, very young age, usually before the age of 7, maybe even before the age of 5, because between the ages of 5 and 7 is when our brainwave state changes. Before the age of 5 to 7, we operate in an alpha brainwave state, which means that we are so much more suggestible to ideals and opinions of other people, and they go deeply into our psyche. So please, my loves, please be aware of how you speak to your children. Empower them. Yes, they need to be corrected. Yes, we are all growing and evolving, and your child must listen, your child must grow. But please do so in love and affirm them every single day. Total side note, but something that we do as a family every night, or we try to do it every night, is appreciations. And we sit together as a family and we say, why did you rock today? And maybe a lot of stuff comes up that you're not going to expect. Like my kid's like, oh, today a friend pushed another friend down and I helped that friend up, and I helped them or whatever. Wow, that's really great. And then you can give your child appreciation. Well, I thought it was really great that you stopped everything that you were doing. You went over and you gave Daddy a hug when he came home and offered him a cup of tea. That was so loving, so thoughtful, and it really showed compassion because Daddy works hard. And then you go around in a circle and you do it for everybody, and it's just this really uplifting, self-confidence boosting time of family love. So try it because it's really cool. So the next thing that I want to talk to you guys is step 3. So you're becoming self-aware, you're giving the situation a new meaning, and next you are taking control of your emotional state. Yes, you can. It feels like you can't, but you can. And usually it starts by making a choice to do it. So if you're feeling, we call it wobbly. So if you're feeling mean or aggressive or angry or cowardly or whatever response you're having to this belief that you have, we can take it back to the sock issue. You're like, I know that I should pick this sock up and put it away with a happy heart, but right now I'm feeling angry. And so when hubby comes home, maybe that is a good time for you to leave him a sweet note and say, hey, I've gone to the gym, I'll be back in an hour. Give yourself some time to kind of separate, cool down, and then come back to the situation. That is a way of taking control of your emotional state before you feel like you have the power to take control of your emotional state. Now let's talk about an emotional state. What does that mean? There is an emotional vibrational scale that has been scientifically proven, and there's actual numbers for these emotions. I read about it in this book called Power versus Force, and it's measured with an EEG machine. A lot of you guys saw when I was taken in to the Institute of Science, and they put the little thingies on my head, the electrodes, the EEG to study how my brain is wired, because as you guys know, I do get divine messages and I do have dreams that then come true, and a lot of times people want to know why, and so they took me in and studied my brain, and it was really, really cool. So that being said, this is the method that they use to create this emotional vibrational scale. It's in a book called Power versus Force, which is a difficult read, but worth it if you are hungry for this kind of information and you're crazy, like neuroscience hungry, like I am. There are low vibrational emotions, and there are high vibrational emotions. The lower vibrational scales, it contains sadness, grief, anger, depression, and the very, very lowest of the vibrational scale is guilt. And then on the higher end, the high vibrational emotions consist of happiness, love, compassion, those kind of like elevated states. And then the middle is like neutrality, which neutrality is actually on the higher realm, because the pull of depression, the pull of sadness, the pull of guilt or grief or any of those things are so much lower that neutrality is really a step up. And it's even giving up. Like I've had quite a few people with depression and anxiety that come to me for spiritual help and for Reiki. Reiki is amazing for low vibrational states, for uplifting them. And it's mind-boggling to me that they say almost 100% of the time, I give up. And I'm like, awesome, that's what we were waiting for. Because when you surrender and you give up, then your heart is open to the higher vibrational states. But when you're angry, you are forcefully pushing yourself down emotionally and others around you. So take control of your emotional vibration. Take control of your emotional state. So the lower vibrational state is more of a primal state. I call it the primal state, where it's not grounded in reality. It might feel real, but a lot of times when I speak with those that are real low vibration and they do feel a lot of depression or sadness, and we open up and we talk about those things and work on those things, a lot of their beliefs are not grounded in reality. So it's like, I can't do anything to earn money. I can't stop drinking. I want to die. Nobody loves me. Those kind of things. And they are not true. Those are false beliefs, because we can do all things. Anything is possible. With the power of divine support, we can rise up above these low vibrational states and move forward into something better. But we forget when we're in the low vibrational states, because our frontal cortex, the front part of our brain, is actually disconnected from the rest of the brain. So it's like a DIY lobotomy where we're not able to think creatively or cognitively, which is why we are stuck. You feel how this is all circling around? So think about it with fitness weight loss. There are ideas, personal trainers at the gym that want to do 3 sessions for free to try to rope you in. Okay, there's an option. But when I'm too busy crying in my bedroom closet because nothing fits, I'm not able to see those opportunities. Business. You can't see that people are coming to you for business advice when really they could be helping you and working under you and creating this apprenticeship, and then boom, your business is exploding because finally you're able to delegate and get the help that you need, and it's growing and growing. And then the relationship, can't find the boy, boo-hoo-hoo, can't find the boy, where's the boy, I don't know. Well, you can't find him when you're crying alone on your pillow. You gotta go out and meet people and be open and available when maybe the package shows up at your door and you shake hands with the UPS guy and you're like, wow, you're pretty cute and I like you pretty much. And then suddenly you guys are going out to dinner. Like, be open to possibilities. You are open to more possibilities when the frontal cortex is engaged with the higher vibrational states. So are you guys feeling me? I'm not talking to myself on this lunch break, because I will talk to myself, because this is as much for me as it is for you. So I think that I pretty much solidified what I was hoping to say with that one. So number 1, become self-aware. Number 2, give new meaning to the situation. Number 3, take control of your emotional state. And then step 4, personal growth. And this one is a big one, because if we are not filling our brains with things that are going to push us forward to our goals, then we will always be stuck, because we will only know what we ever knew. But if we learn something new, then suddenly the possibilities are opening, the ideas are opening, the education is opened, and we are suddenly able to take that information and take action on our life to become unstuck. Woo! So what is personal growth? What is personal development? Number 1, getting a good book on the topic that you're looking to grow in. Number 2, breath work. Number 3, meditation. Getting a mentor is absolutely vital. I've had business mentors. I've had spiritual mentors. When I was going through my studies with Reiki, I still, I am a Reiki master teacher, and I still have teachers that I go to on a consistent, regular basis to learn and to grow and sit at their feet and tell me more, tell me more. And then same thing with business. And then energy healing is huge, because a lot of these beliefs are creating energetic blocks within our body, and they need to be physically removed. And this is how we grow, you guys, by taking responsibility for our own personal growth and development. And a huge part of it is rewiring the way that the mind works. I have like the sleep audio with Revolution. Those of you that are on Revolution, you know that in my Success Vault, I've got a sleep audio for you to listen to that helps rewire the neurology, the belief that, oh, I can't lose weight, the belief that, oh, I don't want to eat that or drink that or whatever. These audios help you succeed just by listening when you go to sleep, because as your conscious mind is sleeping, your subconscious mind is awake and ready to learn and absorb. So yes, you need a mentor during the day. Yes, you need energy healer during the day. And no, you do not need anything outside of yourself, but you do need to be in a constant state of growth and development. So maybe it's just a book for now, but I highly recommend finding a mentor, finding somebody who, heck, schedule a session with me. We will get you divine information. We will do the energy work. We will help you set up steps to get unstuck or to launch this passion that you have in your heart, or this desire that is brewing within you. Number 1, become self-aware. Number 2, give new meaning to the situation. Number 3, take control of your emotional state. And yes, you can. Step 4, personal growth. Find yourself a mentor, book a session with me, grab a really good CD or audio to listen to that inspires you and uplifts you. Step number 5, see your old belief as untrue. And then take these steps that we've laid out to open yourself back up to the abundance that is waiting for you, for the weight loss that is waiting for you, for the relationship that is waiting for you, because you are worth it. I love you guys.